Folks of the weather, welcome to this official simplified version of the 2018-2019 winter forecast. In this video, I'm going to give you your temperature outlook for your city, your snowfall amounts for your city, your precipitation amounts. We're also going to look at the general storm pattern and some key differences, some key changes that I made on this forecast from a week ago. We made a couple of adjustments here. So that's it. Let's get right into it here. Comment below your city. And I'm going to pick some random people in the comments. I'm going to give them my snowfall forecast for your city. Okay, so just comment below where you're from and we'll get right into it here. The pattern type this winter, we are dealing with an El Nino. This is the cutoff zone for the El Nino, and we're starting to trend into that direction right here. So we'll be dealing with an El Nino, and this has distinct patterns across the United States. When you get warming out here, you get an El Nino. Okay, that's just simple terms. With the El Nino storm track pattern, you get some jet streams. You get the subtropical jet that kind of bumps up into the southern United States here, and that brings wet and cool condition, cloudy weather, cools down the atmosphere for the southern United States. Your polar jet streams diverted off to the northeast a little bit, but sometimes you'll get cold shots in the northeastern United States as well, so you get some clippers as well. And then warmer conditions for the western United States. So that's what a typical El Nino looks like. We might be dealing with something a little bit more like a Mordecai this winter. It's kind of trending towards a regular El Nino, but a Mordecai El Nino, you get warmer conditions in the middle with cooler on each side, and this impacts our weather like this. You get warmer conditions out west, cooler conditions out east. You get kind of a gradient, smack dab in the middle of the United States, just like that. And then precip below average in the areas in brown and above average in the areas in green. So it's kind of a little bit different there. So I picked some similar years on what I think this winter outlook is going to be like. That includes 09, 10. 02, 03, 14, 15, 93, 94, 69, 70. And remember, 09, 010, that was crazy for, some of that area out there for the weather enthusiasts, for a lot of snow. So it looks kind of like that Mordecai I was talking about, with cooler east and a warmer west. There's some other factors that I used to put this together, but these are the main ones. I'll link you to a more detailed forecast at the end of the video here with more details, and I'll unveil the techniques that I used. And so here's the precipitation. You get above average for the areas in green and blue, and then below average for the yellow areas. So what does my forecast look like? Well, I'm guessing below average. Forecasting below average for the areas in blue here, especially dark blues, is you got your jet stream. We're going to bring a lot of cool, wet conditions for the southern U.S. I think you're going to get more cold shots than a typical El Nino for this area out here, and potentially some polar vortex activity just moving into that area, some clippers, and then some potential nor'easters that track up there than a typical El Nino. So I'm going to extend the cooler weather a little bit farther north for that area, for the Ohio Valley and northeast. And then warmer than average conditions out here in the western U.S. So we're in kind of a gradient from southeast to northwest this winter. And then average temperatures in between. So average temperatures in specifics here, you just take your city, you take your city's average temperature for December, January, and February. That's what the time period is. So you take all 3 months, you average it out, find your average temperature for your city, and then you either subtract 1, 2, or 3, or add a few, depending on wherever you are. So this area right here, it's -1, so that means 1 degree below your average temperature. -2, -3, and then over here it's plus. So it'd be over here it'd be +4 degrees above average. Now this might not seem like a lot, but 1 or 2 degrees can make a huge difference. I mean, shoot, you take a winter storm, you have 33 degrees and it's raining, and then you go 2 degrees lower and it's 31 degrees and it's snowing. So it really can impact winter quite a bit with your temperatures there. Precipitation, we got above average here for much of the southern United States. Some changes I made, I actually extended this a little bit further west to include Texas and parts of New Mexico, Oklahoma, as it's trending to more kind of an irregular El Nino this winter. And I think, this area is going to get a little more precip than previously thought a couple of weeks ago. And then below average out here in the northwestern United States. Equal chances or average conditions in the middle. And then, again, this is going to be your precipitation amount. So take your city for December, January, February. You take your average precipitation. That includes rain and snow for this one. And this is going to be your percentages. So your average is going to be 100%. Okay, so say you have 10 inches as your average precipitation. That's going to be 100%. So over here, it's plus 20, plus 40, plus 60. So that means plus 20% above average. So you add 20%. Okay. So you take 20% and you times it by 10. You actually do 0.2. You move that decimal over twice and you get, 2 inches. You take 20% times 10, you get 2 inches. So you get 2 inches above average for that 20% area. You add that to 10, that means 12 inches for your winter total. And then you do that in reverse over here where it has negative 20%. So that'd be minus 2 inches below average. So it'd be, if you had 10 inches normally, you get 8 inches. And so it'd be 2, 4, and 6 below, 2, 4, and 6 above. But again, you take your city. So your cities is probably different from 10 inches. Maybe it's 15, 20 inches. That's kind of how that works. And then in between, we got between negative 20 and 40%, probably just kind of near average. Snowfall amounts. This is factoring in the cold temperatures. Okay, so it's extended just a little bit farther to the northwest to account for those colder temperatures. This does not include rain. So above average for the areas in purple here, whoops, right there, and then much above average down here. Again, your cold shots might give the Northeast more snow, maybe some nor'easters. And then those warmer temperatures are going to kind of keep that western area with below average, below average snow. For the snowfall amounts, we do the same exact thing as the precip. Again, plus 20% and above down here, 40%, 60%, and then below out here. And then somewhere in between over here. So that's what your snowfall amounts are looking like. So this is winter at a glance. This is kind of broken up into zones. We just decided to have a little fun with this. The desert out here is what it's going to look like this winter with above average temperatures and below average precip. The sauna, above average temperatures, but probably average or equal chances for precipitation. Kind of average out here in the gray. The pink area here is the winter warrior zone. This area is going to have some battles between rain and snow, as you're going to have a lot of storm systems that track through this area. So you're going to be kind of battling between rain and snow, but overall above average precipitation and probably more snow. And then some more ice as well, so potentially some ice storms in that area. The jungle is a little bit further south. This area typically doesn't get much snow, but I think it'll get more snow than average. But otherwise, just going to be kind of cool and very wet. Snow factory, you're going to get the most snow this winter up in this blue area with potential nor'easter too, tracking up there, some clippers, lots of snow. Then the red area right here is called the casino. This is the most uncertain area, as there are some analogs that just torch this area with not much precipitation. It just was way below average. And then there are some analogs that just nailed that area. Remember 09, 010? The Midwest and East was just getting hammered that winter. So that's kind of an uncertain area, kind of a high gamble area. Flip a coin, high stakes, high rewards area right there in the red. So that's going to be the most uncertain. But overall, it's probably going to average out between the gray and the red. So that's kind of what this winter looks like. That's our official winter forecast for this winter. Again, comment your city below. I'll pick a couple people and I'll just give you my snowfall forecast for your city. If you want to see that detailed version of that winter forecast I made, check that video out up there. Smash that thumbs up button if you like this video, and be sure to subscribe. We got weekly videos. State of the weather address is on Monday, where I give you your forecast breakdown, your long-range forecast breakdown. Then we also look for storm systems that could impact North America. Wednesdays, we got Weather Decoded TV. These are forecasting tutorials for any weather enthusiast. Could just be a beginner as well. And then Friday, we got random videos like storm chasing and some just random topics. And so go ahead and click subscribe and check out the winter forecast. Hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you soon.